son, let's go out and play. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. And I'd climb up the closet shelf. I still can't say goodbye. What a beautiful tune. This is a song, we're going to take a look at a lot of things I'll get to in just a second, but let me give you a little bit of background on the song. Was written very quickly by a songwriter named Robert Blinn, in 1983, with a little bit of help from a friend of his, Jimmy Moore. And they, Bob kind of put most of the words and music together. Jimmy helped out a little bit with maybe some chord progressions or something to do with the music. But they managed to get it to Chet Atkin a few years later, who recorded it on his album C.G.P, Certified Guitar Player, and it really became Chet's signature song. It's a tearjerker, obviously. Now, Chet had a kind of strained relationship with his father, as many people, I'm sure, have, and so it was very sentimental to him, and he passed it on to his, to Tommy Emmanuel, and Tommy tells a story about not really feeling like he should ever be playing this song because it was Chet's song, and as Chet was nearing the end of his life in 2001, he pretty much told Tommy that Tommy needed to keep playing this song, and Tommy said, this is your song, Chet, I can't do it, and Chet said, people need to hear this song, it's very important. And so Tommy started doing it, of course did it on his album Endless Road a few years, in 2003, 6? Anyway. So in I Still Can't Say Goodbye, we're looking at a song in the key of G. We're going to finger it in the key of G. And that means we're going to use chords from G. Hopefully you know some of this stuff, but let's go over it really quickly. Every key has 7 notes that make up the scale, and then consequently 7 triads that are part of the key. And in the key, and chords 1, 4, and 5 are major, 2, 3, and 6 are minor, and chord 7 is diminished. In this song, we use the main 3 chords, the 3 main major chords, which would be G, D, and C. Chords in the key of G. We have a bunch of normal ones and then some unusual ones and a couple different ways of fingering them. In Chet's version, so we'll look at the chords there first because they're generally a little more, what's the word I'm looking for, common. So in the key of G, we need a G chord, and again, the fingering I like for G is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers for almost every application. D's for 2nd and 3rd fingers, C's. Right hand, and I Still Can't Say Goodbye, is pretty straightforward. Again, good hand position, making sure I'll give you a better view of that, making sure that your thumb is out in front of your fingers so that you're not turn around like this and your thumb and first finger run into each other. But you're going to be using your thumb to hit the 3 bass strings generally, and your 3 fingers to pluck out each of the individual top strings. Your index finger on the 3rd string, your middle finger on the 2nd string, and your ring finger on the 1st string. Get the music. Let's walk through Chet's version of I Still Can't Say Goodbye. You should have the tablature page, which has three lines worth of stuff: the intro, the end of chorus fill, and the outro, and then the chord chart that says I Still Can't Say Goodbye, Chet, and possibly the lyrics if you're going to sing it, which we'll talk more about that later. So what I just want to do is kind of walk through each of the things that we see in this song. We talked on the right hand, we got a very simple arpeggio going for most of the stuff. But let's take it from the top and the introduction. So looking at the tablature, you should see that we're playing a G chord. I don't really need much of this G chord on right here, except my 3rd finger on the bass note, because I'm going to be picking out individual notes. So we just have a very simple little scale. I'm going to start with 2 thumbs. My thumb's going to play the 6th string and the 4th string. Then my index finger is going to come to the G. My 4th finger now here has to reach down for this melody. We're trying to get this melody out here. Hey, what do you think? Should I take up the electric guitar? I want to tell you something about this guitar. Short story. This is a Gibson Chet Atkin's Country Gentleman built in 1991, I believe. It was the last guitar out of the Gibson factory in Nashville before they moved to Memphis. And it was given to Tommy Emmanuel by Mike Volz at Gibson. Well, right now, I have it. And part of that is because Matt and I were really fortunate recently to be able to spend a little bit of time with Tommy Emmanuel and talk to him about all kinds of things. This guitar, charitable organizations he likes to help out, his life as a guitar player, all kinds of things. And one of the little snippets we have is very, very important to this lesson. So the clip you're about to see is Tommy Emmanuel playing through I Still Can't Say Goodbye, pretty much privately for me and Matt as a contribution to this lesson. So, hope you enjoyed taking a look at Tommy play this classic tune that, of course, was kind of Chet Atkin's signature tune. And here is Chet Atkin's signature guitar that belonged to Tommy Emmanuel.
We were talking about the Chet Atkin song. Do you mind showing?
No, let me show you that.
Yeah.
I'll try and give you the. It's capo second fret, so it's in A. It's a G position, and the riff is. So when I was young, my dad would say, "Come on son, let's go out and play." Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Then it goes, then I'd climb.
Tommy Emmanuel. I just can't even express what a phenomenal guitar player this guy is, and what a great humanitarian and just general fun guy who is. He was gracious enough to spend some time with us and go very specifically over his arrangement of I Still Can't Say Goodbye, as you've seen. And I'm going to take this opportunity to show you a little bit more elaborate way of playing it, more like Tommy's. We're going to talk about a lot of the things that he does in there. The main thing that is different, or that we're going to be doing in this one, again, this is a song that Tommy and Chet and anybody that plays it is not going to be too worried about playing it exactly the same way. It's just a general accompaniment. Now, Tommy's accompaniment, though, includes much more elaborate and ornate embellishments than Chet's, because that's just the way Tommy is. They're absolutely beautiful what happens in here. So we're going to talk about the main picking pattern that he uses is not Chet's, which was this what the pattern I was doing with thumb, index, and two fingers. What we're going to be doing in Tommy's version is more what I'd call a double thumb pattern. So play a G chord, and your thumb is going to hit the first two eighth notes, the sixth string and then the fourth string, then your index finger and your second finger. So it would be thumb, thumb, index, middle. Let's have a little playthrough Tommy's version. No metronome, but I'm going to go a little slower than probably what we just heard Tommy do in the hotel room. Just going to run through it and see what happens. Don't forget, intro starts on the and of one. One. Young, my dad would say,